Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. Now today, this is number 3 of the organisation update videos, and today I've got Wolf with me and also Tony Mo, all going to give you a bit of an update on each of their own areas. Now, I've got a few updates I'm going to do myself first of all. The first one is around about the Tactical Advance Organisation forum. We cracked the 200 mark, so very impressed with that, really pleased how it's going. And we've managed to achieve that in a space of around about a week, so it's growing very, very fast. I think we've got around about 2,000 posts on there already, so really pleased with that. We've also added a couple of other sort of areas for you guys to communicate as well. There's sort of a general sort of game chat. And also, you know, there's a few other little different rooms there you can use for chatting about off topic, so maybe not like Star Citizens. Now, on the organisation side, on the Star Citizen site, we've hit the 400 mark now, so really pleased with that. We're still growing at a good pace, which is really, really good. But as I say, going very well, very pleased with that. We've got a couple of other small updates as well. I suppose that the biggest one, but we haven't really spoke about much yet, is obviously the dogfighting coming up in PAX East on April the 11th. So really looking forward to that. I mean, we're saying that it's coming out on April the 11th of PAX East. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have it then. I mean, let's think worst case scenario. If we have it a week later or 2 weeks later, then, you know, we're looking at about probably just over a month now until we have some sort of dogfighting. But we will be arranging some sort of, you know, dogfighting cooperative team play as we get further on down the line. We don't really know what's actually involved in dogfighting yet, so it's very difficult to arrange something when you don't know what's there. So, but we will be doing something, and no doubt I'll put a video out to update you guys, so you know you can all join in as well. Another sort of Star Citizens update. They've reached the 40 million stretch goal, which is around implementation of the procedural generation, or money going towards procedural generation. Now, you know, I'm always up for procedural generation. I think that's a good idea. You know, hopefully that I've no doubt that Star Citizens will, you know, take into consideration when you're doing that sort of thing to actually make sure that you're not replicating the same sort of model over and over again. So as long as that resource pool they've got of assets as such is always being updated, I think then procedural generation, it worked very, very well. And I think it's almost, in some ways, you've sort of got to have it there to some instance. Otherwise, each and every other planet or everything in the universe is going to have to be created individually. And if we want all these other things done, I think it's the best route to go down. But I mean, let me know in the comments below, guys, and tell me what you think about procedural generation, because I'd be interested. You know, I like the idea of it, but like I said, I think it's more about the assets they create around it. If there's lots and lots of them, they keep adding to it, well, then we're always going to be seeing new things. A couple of other things we're actually working on in the background in the organisation. We're working on a company intro video, so it's an introductory sort of video to the organisation, and that will go on the Star Citizen site. We're working on that at the moment. Looks great so far. We just need to make some changes, so hopefully have that live in the next week or so. Also, I saw big news actually. I was really pleased with this as well. The TeamSpeak channel's obviously been growing and growing over the sort of last few weeks, and we applied for a non-profitable license and we got accepted. So really pleased with that. So we've got 512 slots now, so that should be more than enough to, you know, cover everyone we've got in the organisation. Now on the other side, you know, feel free to join the TeamSpeak channel. I mean, you don't necessarily need to have a mic. There's people on there texting away as well. We've also got the Star Citizens sort of chat, but we're sort of slowly moving away from that now, and we're moving over to sort of the TeamSpeak and the forum side of it, because it's a good place to you know, have a resource pool of information and communication. We've got a bit of an update today from Wolf, the recruitment chap, so I'm just going to pass over to him. Wolf, you got an update for us?
Hey there, fellow Star Citizens. This is Star Wolf, your recruitment officer, here to give you some news on the marketing position. We finally found our marketing officer. That is being filled by Hell's Angel. Now, he's been in the TeamSpeak a few times. I've seen him there, but I've been able to talk to him quite a bit, doing the interviews multiple times with him, and great guy, really skilled, really good at what he does. So we just felt he fit perfectly with what we envisioned the marketing role to encompass. And so he's kind of settling in right now. We're getting a lot of preliminaries done. So more to come from him and his position down the line. Now, the other position that we had filled recently was the communications officer, and that's being filled by Jericho. And he's been taking care of the forums for TA and been doing a great job at it. And so it was just kind of a natural transition to get him on board as a communications officer since he's been doing such a good job there. So yeah, if you've seen him in TeamSpeak, I've seen him in there quite often. Don't forget to say congrats on the position. Make him feel welcome. Make both these guys feel welcome because they are doing a lot of work for us, so make sure that work is noticed. So those are the 2 jobs filled. I've been working at getting a lot of people in the org, and it's been, we've had a lot of new members. So we've been doing great with adding people, but I've been talking to TA about retention in the aspect of we need to keep people here and engaged because, that's the whole point of this organization. It's kind of like, why let them in if they're just going to leave later? That's what we're working on is a good retention plan. And I think we got a pretty good one. And it really just comes down to getting you guys involved in the org. Now, unfortunately, the game itself, doesn't come out for another year and a half. Who knows how long. But that's making it hard to really actually call you guys to positions right now. But I want to let you know, we're going to have a position for everyone. Just be assured of that because we're just not like other organizations that are just going to make up fluff roles, because right now, like I said, there's really not much we can do as far as in-game roles. Sure, we could call people to positions at this point, but, when the game's so far out, it's kind of like, what's the point? We will get to that when it's more appropriate. So like with the dogfighting module, we might have some roles available at that time that are appropriate to the dogfighting module. Just want to put everybody's mind at ease. We're taking this at the pace I think we should. TA is very aware of people wanting to be involved, and I think in the long run this is going to be better than just calling everyone to hollow positions, So yeah, that kind of wraps me up. I remain happy as the recruitment manager. I'm really excited about this role going forward. I don't mind putting in hours for the organization because I think this is the best one out there. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay, thanks, Wolf. That's a brilliant update. It's good to hear from you. I'd also like to say thanks to Hells and congratulations. So really pleased to have you on board and look forward to working with you over the coming years. Fantastic. And secondly, congratulations also to Jericho. Now, Jericho has been the rock of the forum, 10 out of 10. I can't praise him enough. He's been really helping me out on all sort of aspects of not just the forum but other content as well. So he's the rock of the community as such, I would say. So 10 out of 10 for Jericho there. Also, we've got something else actually I think that Wolf missed off there. We've got a new TeamSpeak forum moderator, and that is Dreven. So if you've got any issues on the TeamSpeak side and you need some help, speak to Dreven. He's pretty much there 24 hours of the day, so feel free to ask him any questions. And also, thanks Dreven for your help. I really appreciate it. It's very good of you as well. So we've also got a bit of an update as well from Tony Moe as well. He's going to tell us about a new role that we've been discussing as well in the organisation. Tony.
Yes. Hello everyone. We have a brand new role that we're going to be looking for. Of course, we filled one role. It's time to start filling some of the other ones as we move closer to the launch of the different elements of Star Citizen. But the first role that we decided we wanted to move on to was a role we're calling Police Commander. Because obviously, we need this type of role in the organization early on, someone who's going to govern the laws and things of that nature. So what we're looking for in this role, obviously, is someone who, again, is looking to become extremely involved in the organization, in the community, and, it's going to be time-consuming. We want somebody who's going to be passionate about this and who is really in it for, for the organization, for the better of the group. But basically, the police commander is going to be in charge of, obviously dealing with policies and laws inside of the organization, also creating those laws, making sure that they're fair and just, and that those laws are created, for the better of the organization. Also running things like, possible intercept missions or transport missions, escort missions, things of that nature. Coming to people's aid, possibly, anyone in the organization needs help, they call for the police. The police commander sends out a group of his, best men or whatever it may be to, to come give them help. It's a role that we really need to take on early because, as soon as we can start engaging in combat with other players, that's going to be a role that is going to be very important. And also, again, the law side of it. This person's going to be in charge of creating all these laws that help just the organization work better, help keep, certain things under check. And I imagine a lot of you have been having questions about, what is right in the organization, what can and can't we do. And with the inclusion of a police commander, that's going to become more clear. We're going to be able to have this, set group of laws that you're going to be able to look at, and it'll be pretty straightforward. There won't be too many gray areas as to what you should and shouldn't be doing as a member of the Tactical Advance organization. So if you guys are interested in that role, if you think it's something that you'd like to do, that you could fit, be sure to go ahead and send an email, an application over to Starwolf over at Tactical Advance, recruitment at tacticaladvance.co.uk. Of course, we'll have a link for that in the description below.
Okay, yeah, I suppose there's one more sort of point on the police commander's position, and the reason we've gone down the road of actually picking the police commander over something maybe like mission manager or something like that. A lot of other people have been asking, are we going to do alliances with other organisations, and what's our procedure between, how do we just, come across another organisation and say, yep, that's fine, we're doing an alliance with you? There's got to be some sort of, internal policies that we have to say, how secure is this organisation? What procedures do they have in place to make sure that their staff members or their members are following, our code of conduct? That's all well and good as us asking that question, but if we're not doing that ourselves, it's almost like being a slight bit of a hypocrite and saying, actually, do you know what? We ask you these questions and we want to know this, but we actually don't do it ourselves. So the police commander, one of his key roles is to give us some sort of, internal structure. So when we go to another organisation, we then say to them, look guys, this is what we do. We've got a police commander, he creates police missions, making sure that, our staff members and also all of our ships are escorted and secure, blah, 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 and so on. Here's some of our documentation on our security policy. Now, I feel that what we need to do first of all, before when we start the game, we need to have that done first. And then once we've done that, we then move on to other aspects like maybe mission manager and other aspects and different roles. Now my approach has always been is just get one right, work top down, get the position nailed, get everything sort of defined, get everything in place so it's all done and that role's done, and then take on another one. There's no point us saying, right, we've got all these roles, let's just fill them all, because there's no point doing that. And it goes back to the same thing. We've got to make sure that each one of these roles actually have something to do. Because if they have nothing to do in the game, then there's no point creating the role. And we definitely know, so far, the roles that we've created have lots to do. So that was one of the main reasons for going for that role first over something else, anyway. Anything else from you, Tony?
I just want to briefly mention a lot of you guys, of course, who are maybe just joining the organization or in it and wondering, hey, well, what can we do? There's no game yet. There's still a lot of games that we're playing. 2 of the big games right now, a lot of people playing World of Tanks, and we're also doing Arma 3 Fridays. So if you're interested in these things, there's also a post over on the forums about Arma. If you want to head over there, see what we're doing, get involved. Don't be afraid. Come to the TeamSpeak, ask questions. We'll help you get the mods installed. We'll do whatever we need to do to help you start playing some games with members of the organization. There's plenty of us already playing games. That's what we do. We're not just sitting around just waiting for Star Citizen. We're already having a good time. So come and join us. Don't be afraid.
Okay, well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was not a sort of massive update, but I think we had some key stuff in there we wanted to deliver to the organisation. I hope you enjoyed the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.